What I'm just going to show you guys is why you should play the DLC. So, first part, the heist. When Felicia Cat returns to New York, Spider-Man makes trouble for Peter Parker's president. And now the second part, Turf Wars, City Never Sleeps episode 2. Gang wars between Hammerhead and Demagia heats up. Spider-Man's closest and only police contact, Yuri Watanabe, is drawn into the fray. Third part, Silver Lining, City That Never Sleeps part 3. Silver Sable returns to take back what's hers in this exciting conclusion to the City That Never Sleeps storyline. So, I recommend buying the pack altogether, the City That Never Sleeps, that has all 3 parts, because standalone they're good, but you know, as a whole it makes a fun DLC. So I'll just switch to not letting me do it like that, huh? Okay, 1 second. Thought they would let me do it that way. So another interesting part about the DLC, for all New York map to use, instead of giving you the whole New York map that has objectives and stuff across the whole map, instead they give you parts of it, so like maybe 3 or 4 districts worth each, you know, DLC. So I'll kind of show you that in a second, and I'll show you some of the objectives and missions you'll get in a second. You also get new spider suits, no new gadgets, but new spider suits, along with suit powers. You'll get more base tokens, get more challenge tokens. Okay, so let me see, what's the one I'm in now? Okay, so in Silver Lining, so I guess I'll do it backwards. So in Silver Lining, as you could see, these other ones only has backpacks and landmarks, so that area of the city is not used for the Silver Lining. Silver Lining uses Midtown, uses Greenwich, Financial District, and Chinatown. So the things you'll find are the Hammerhead crimes, you know, basic Hammerhead crimes, that were like the thug crimes. Then you'll find screwball challenges. You'll see a lot of screwball in the 3 DLCs. And it actually has a funny conclusion to her storyline. You'll have crime scene recordings, which are these little recorders that you'll capture across the city, that, you know, lead to a surprising conclusion themselves. You have side missions, like usual, where you help people, sometimes specific people in the story, that can, you know, add to the overall story, maybe even a little segue into Spider-Man 2. What else? Oh yeah, and then you have the Olympus hideouts. Olympus hideouts are basically like the Fisk hideouts or the Hammerhead hideouts, you know, just big areas that have like hundreds of enemies in it. It can be hard, it can be, you know, difficult, because, you know, the Olympus hideout has a lot of the enemies with, you know, armor and jetpacks and laser guns and shit. Yeah, so that's what's in this one. You'll get a lot of that. It's not too long either. Honestly, all 3 DLCs, if you had the time, you could fly through them in like 2 or 3 days and 100% them. It's not too difficult. The trophies are pretty easy for them as well. The only difficult trophies I could say are getting certain rankings and screwballs challenges. Like you have to get I think was spectacular. There's 3 levels. I think it was amazing, spectacular, and then ultimate. So you had to get spectacular in all her objectives. Her objectives can be, you know, varied. You know, some of them require you to, you know, attack people, not attack people, fight her quote-unquote fans, which are just a bunch of thugs. So you're gonna fight them, and she is a big TV series personality. She has like her own YouTube channel or something. So she's gonna expect you to fight for, you know, views and publicity, and she'll give you the opportunity during some fights. Actually, I think I may be able to do some. She'll give you the opportunity in some fights to fight them in like a highlighted area. It'll be like a little pink area that shows up in like randomly in the fight, and then she'll be like, oh, it's photobomb time, and then, you know, if you do it in there, you get extra points, you know, while the photobomb is still ready. You also have, like it showed there, bomb challenge, where you're gonna move across the city and take bombs and chuck them into the air before they explode. What's another kind of challenge she has? It's bomb. She has gadget challenges, which forces you to use like 2 gadgets do like a whole fight, like a regular, like one of her regular fighting challenges, and you have to use them together to get points effectively. So that's a good way of honing your skills. There's a regular combat challenge, and then in one of the other ones, she has a sneaking challenge, which can be a little difficult, especially when the photobombs present in sneaking, because, you know, sneaking takes time. Yeah, that's fucking screwball. God damn it. I hate her.
I need to track down those bombs before they go off.
So yeah, basically take you through them. Then you chuck them. Click R1 in time, get extra points. So there's 4 bombs. You only have a limited amount of time to do it. I might be able to do it. It depends. If you get in the blue, you get more points. So far, so good. I might even get ultimate. Damn it.
What? You think they're just gonna leave it out in plain sight?
Huh. I would have gotten ultimate. Now I'm taking too much time. Yeah, end up with amazing instead. You could always retry them.
Are you sure you're Spider-Man and not just a poser?
Okay, so I'll show you that one, and I'll show you a fighting one. Let me show you a gadget one first, actually. So let's fast travel real quick. I'll show you the other 2 DLC cities. Just wanted to show you a screwball challenge or 2. Oh, also when you're unlocking new costumes, might as well go over that now. So when you're unlocking new ones, you don't have to like reach a certain experience point or anything like that. Usually to get them, you just have to complete the DLC itself to get it. Usually completing the DLC, or I think one of the other ones was like completing like everything in a district or something. You get a bunch of new ones. I think some of the newer ones you get, if I'm not mistaken, would be ones like the dark suit, Brazilian suit, Spider UK, Scarlet Spider 2, Spider Armor Mark 1, Iron Spider Armor, Spider Clan suit, that's a funny one, Aaron Aikman armor, Cyborg Spider-Man suit, and Into Spider-Verse suit. So those are some of the new ones you have. Unfortunately, they don't come with suit powers, but they are cool looking, and you know, they are fun. So let's go over real quick to this challenge. So I could show you. It'd always be near a projector and stuff like this. Some of the gadget ones can be kind of hard, not gonna lie to you. So they say we can only use impact web and electric web. So we have to chain them together. So that, and then okay, so then there's the photobomb area. We'll try to get some of them in it. If they come over here. Over here. Over here, bastards. See, now that I knocked them into that area, I could get a photobomb, and I could do it multiple times. So it's not like you can only do it once. Okay. Caught him in it too. Ooh. Trying to get as many as possible. A lot of enemies. Shit done. Ooh. Okay, got ultimate. And then you earn a certain amount per thing. I think I actually did better than the first time. Alright. So that's that. Now let's switch over to the heist, for example. I'll go a little more into detail about each one. So the heist, you're gonna see a lot of Black Cat. You're gonna see the relationship between Peter and Black Cat and how they're, you don't go super into detail, but basically how they kind of have a troubled relationship. You're gonna also notice how in this first DLC, the city is going to be dark the whole time. The city is going to be nighttime the whole time. Just like how in Silver Lining it's going to be sunny the whole time. In Turf Wars it's like going to be like dark and brooding the whole time. So let me tell you what's in this one. So we have screwball challenges, same thing as the ones I kind of showed you. We have Hardy's stolen art. So Hardy obviously is Black Cat, but we're talking about, excuse me, the Black Cat's father, which you do meet at some point in time, and you get to find his stolen art because he used to steal stuff too, which is what the daughter kind of picked up on. So you see in this one, you only get Greenwich, you get Midtown, Hell's Kitchen, and Central Park, and Upper East. So you'll have Hardy's stolen art, and Magia crimes instead of, you know, Hammerhead. You'll see it all kind of like culminating together. Like there's a bunch of like mini sub story things going on, but you see it all coming together. I think there's a sneaking one somewhere around here. I think. Is there a sneaking screwball challenge? I want to say there is. I'm pretty sure I did one before, or did a couple actually. It's a fighting one. EMP challenge. Okay, I forgot about that one. Didn't remember what that one is. Gadget. Okay, let's go look at the EMP one then. But yeah, so definitely the first one has to do a lot with Black Cat. You know, do a lot of missions with her. You attempt to find where she is and what's her motivation in dealing with the Magia crime family, because that's a crime family you're dealing with in all three games for the most part. A crime family that, you know, since you put Fisk away and, you know, you took down the Sinister Six, it's kind of like, alright, now it's time for us to make a move. You know, no one's there to take over New York. So that's when they take it upon themselves to be like, okay, well, start running shit. So, you kind of learn that she's working with Hammerhead, and you're trying to figure out, okay, well, why? What does he have on you to make you work for him? And then you kind of see, oh, whoops. I forgot about these EMP challenges. But I think we only did like a few. Damn it. Yeah, you also get those for photobombs. Photobombs for EMPs too. But you try to figure out, okay, well, what is Hammerhead on you to make you do this? Because Spiderman was like, he thought, you know, she left the game behind, but she was like, nope, it's too much fun. And, you know, of course that makes him disappointed. You also get this funny scenarios going on between him, Mary Jane, and Black Cat, being that, like, he was with Black Cat when him and Mary Jane were going through it, and they were in a thing. So Mary Jane kind of feels some type of way that they were a thing. And you get to see why why she was kind of upset, other than the fact that, you know, Peter was with someone else when they weren't together. So you get to see that kind of relationship make its way through, and how awkward it is. Like they really needed more problems. You know, they already have, you know, they already have a troubled kind of relationship as it is. Okay, so then
So close to perfection.
okay, did well enough. So those are like the EMP ones that she'll have. Like I said, you'll see like a lot of stealth in the Black Cat one. A lot of stuff being stolen, a lot of, you know, backstabbing and lies told, namely by Felicia, Black Cat. And it's like, man, Spider-Man, she keeps, you know, messing you up, man. She doesn't mean you well, but, you know, he's just such a good guy. He just does. He helps her anyways, even if she is a lost cause. But, you know, that's what makes him Peter Parker. Alright, so now I'll show you Turf Wars real quick. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about that. This is probably one of my favorite Spider-Man suits. Not just for aesthetic purposes, but as a pretty cool suit power as well. Oh, as a suit power anyways. Concussion strike, that's what it was. Okay, so this one, you know, it's, you know, cloudy, you know, there's more like smog, and it looks like it's gonna rain all the time, and it's always dark. That's kind of how Turf Wars worlds look like. Looks like. Ooh, can't even talk. So you have the Hammerhead fronts. You still have screwball challenges. See, there's another gadget. So, okay, so the stealth challenges were in this one, I forgot. So, this one has Hell's Kitchen, Upper West Side, Harlem, Central Park, Upper East, and yeah, that's it. It doesn't use the rest of the map. Okay, so what can I show you that's new? So, let me show you the stealth missions that she'll have you do. Actually, better yet, instead of the stealth missions, I'll show you one of the Hammerhead fronts. I'll go back to the other DLCs and show you the Hammerhead. I mean, I'll lose on purpose just for time's sake, but you know, I just want to at least show you them. So, different base fronts. The Hammerhead ones aren't too bad. It's just the Sable ones. The Sable ones are difficult. Also, in the third DLC, you'll notice how not only is there more Sable people, but there's also a greater emphasis on, you know, Silver Sable herself. You didn't really get to dive into her story as much, you know, during the main game, you know, because there's so much else going on. But in that one, you see a lot more stuff that's happening, you know, with her and why she is the way she is, and how her country and her weaponry have a big impact on, you know, what's going on in New York City right now.
Drinking on the job? I'm gonna have to report you all to Hammerhead HR.
But yeah, so yeah, basically it's a lot more about her. You also start to see how her weaponry is getting into the hands of mob members, and how that's making life more problematic, not just for Spider-Man, but for the rest of New York. And yeah, so this is basically what the DLCs are like. It doesn't bring anything super new, but if you really like I heard in many other reviews, if you really liked Spider-Man as it was, which I'm sure most people did, then this just a few more hours of this would be more than enough as a reason to buy the DLC. I found it to be a fun experience. Some of there are some missions that are a little annoying, like maybe some of the screwball missions can be difficult, or hold on. Some of the screwball missions can be annoying, or you have some of the or some of the other missions. There were some other annoying missions that people didn't really care for, but for the most part it was a really fun experience, and I recommend everyone to just play all 3 of them at one point or another, because it really does add to the story. And I feel like playing all 3 allows you a nice gateway into more characters as well, like Miles. You get to talk to Miles a little more, and you just see how Miles is just so eager to become Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's kind of like, man, I understand, I was like that too, but like, you have other things to worry about at the moment. And like he keeps trying to tell him like, oh, don't worry about it right now, don't worry about it. But then Spider-Man realizes that, hey, I get it, your powers are new, you want to use them, but he just wants to make sure he uses them for the right reason, and he turns into Spider-Man when he's ready. He's like a kid, and if you take him to a Toys R Us store, he just can't help himself. So character development, and just adding just a little more hours to the already great game. And if I had to like give some criticisms, it would have been nice to see some new gadgets. And nice to have some of the suits come with new suit powers. That would have been cool. But pretty much I really enjoyed the DLC. I really didn't have too many complaints about it. Whoops. But yeah, so damn it. Let's see if I could beat this before before the video has to end, because I just wanted to talk for like like roughly a half hour about it. Nothing crazy. Okay, let's use some impact. Yeah, I hate when I get hit with that, because then I can't use my powers. I hate rocket launcher people, man. Rocket launcher people suck, because they just hang in the back and they just fire whenever they feel like it. damn it. Alright. How'd we do? Okay, yeah, usually after the different bases end, sometimes there's a little like extra after it because maybe you're looking for something specific. Other times it kind of just ends. It varies. But yeah, so I just wanted to give a brief overview of the DLC. Thank you guys for watching my video on it. And yeah, this will be the end of, you know, me talking about, you know, Spider-Man on the channel, you know. So hope you enjoyed, you know, me talking about it, you know, main game and, you know, post game. And yeah, happy Spider-Man.